Hi, I'm Ron Davidson, and I'd like to welcome you to my brand new YouTube channel. Now, it has two components to it. The first is how to retire and travel the world in relative luxury on less than $25,000 US a year. And yes, you heard that right, less than $25,000. And the second component is how to get flight deals, hotel deals, all-inclusive package deals, and cruise deals. And it obviously ties into my retirement, being able to travel on such a low budget. Hopefully, I'm going to do, if I don't get too lazy, a daily special on what I consider the best travel deals of the day. Now, you'll see behind me this beautiful renovated barn. I'm actually in the south of France right now. And I am on my very first house sitting job. And that is my first travel hack or tip. I got this assignment through an online website called TrustedHouseSitters.com. Now I'm going to be walking around as I'm talking to you, so you can see over my shoulder the beautiful countryside and the beautiful property that I'm in. This property is owned by an English couple. They wanted to go back to England to visit relatives and friends. So this is a 3-week house sit. Now, Trusted House Sitters, I'm going by memory. I think I paid $180 US a year to be listed as a sitter. And the property owners also pay a fee. I think it's the same thing. And then we just match each other on the site. Now, this is my first house sit, and it is the hardest to get because I don't have any reviews on the site yet. So hopefully if I do a good job, I'm going to get great reviews, and it's going to open up more possibilities for me. Now, right after I got this house sit, which is 3 weeks, I got another one for a week. It's 2 days apart, and it's in the same general area. It's about an hour away by car. So I am spending a month in the French countryside, which I'm absolutely loving, for free, other than food. Now, there are responsibilities. I mean, obviously I have to look after the property and make sure there's no electrical, plumbing issues, etc. Bring in the mail. But being a rural property, I have some other responsibilities. I'm looking after 2 adult dogs. I can laugh when I tell you this. 2 puppies, 5 hens, 5 peacocks, 2 donkeys, and 2 goats. Now I'm just going to crouch down. I'm just walking around the property showing it to you. And you can see behind me some of the chickens, and they just wander around during the daytime. I have to make sure that everybody is fed twice a day. They have water, and with the chickens, I have to put them in their chicken coop or chicken house every night. But I'm loving every minute of it. I love animals, and it's not a big deal. It's part of the experience. There is a small French village of 2,000 people, not too far away. There's a bakery. There's a couple restaurants. And, okay, here are my donkey friends that have come out to say hello. So there they are. So those are the 2 donkeys that I look after. And you can see one of the dogs, Hetty, a dachshund, run in and out of the frame as well. And there's, another larger town with a couple of nice supermarkets, including a Lidl, which is a German food chain. Great prices. And on this house sit, they gave me their little Fiat 500 to use to get around. So hopefully after I get this one, I'm going to get more possibilities. Now, Trusted House Sitters, they have a lot of properties in the U.S., quite a few in Canada. I'm actually from Vancouver, Canada. Obviously, properties in France, Spain, few in Italy, Switzerland, Germany, and there's also an awful lot in Australia. And the house sits vary anywhere from 1 or 2 days to, I've seen some that are 4 or 5 months. So as I get more house sitting jobs, I'm going to be posting my videos of it. But even without the house sitting, I basically started my retirement earlier this year. I'm just going to show you this behind over my back. You can see the beautiful swimming pool that is part of the property. Now, unfortunately, it is late September, so it's a little chilly, so I haven't been in the pool, even though I do love swimming. And then you can see the back of the property. Now, the property itself actually has the old stone house, and then there was the barn, and they renovated the barn and connected the two. Now, I'll give you an inside view of it either at the end of this video or another video. So you can see it's a beautiful, beautiful property. There is no compromise. I am living life large right now. But to get back, when I did my retirement, my first trip was to Spain, which I've been to many times before. It's pretty well my favorite country in the world. And then I went to Turkey as well, which is also another favorite now. I had no expectations for Turkey, but I had to go there because I don't have a retirement visa yet or a residency in Europe. So I can only be there 90 days out of 180. So I did what people call a visa run to Turkey. And I had no expectations. A lot of friends said, ooh, it's a Muslim country. It's poor. It could be dangerous. No. Wonderful country, wonderful people. Never had a bad experience. Nothing but a wonderful time. And boy, what a bargain. Now, even without house sitting, I was doing Airbnbs. Now, you obviously, if you're going to live on less than $25,000 a year and travel the world, you can't really spend a lot of time and go to places like Paris, London, New York. It's going to blow the budget. Now, I can afford to go to those places. I've been there before. But been there, done it. So I want to see the rest of the world. Now, another key going to Spain and Turkey, I didn't go during high season. I went low season or shoulder season. So I had very, very nice Airbnbs. I'll post videos of my stay in Alicante, Spain, not only of the Airbnbs, but my experiences of the city as well. And same for Istanbul and Antalya. But in Alicante, Spain and Antalya, I paid, just going by memory, about $45, $50 US a night. And they were beautiful properties. You'll see in my subsequent videos. So there was no compromise. Now, Istanbul was a little bit more expensive, but not terrible. The amazing thing about Turkey, now grant you, they do have their financial problems. They have bad inflation. Their currency is collapsing. But you can eat out breakfast, lunch, and supper in Turkey for $10 US a day. You heard that right, $10 US a day. And, you know, obviously, if I went there later, both Spain and Turkey, it would be more expensive because you're getting into the high season, which I avoid. I mean, it's not only very expensive high season, but let's say you go to a place like Paris, you can spend over 2 hours in a lineup to get into the Louvre. And even when you get into the Louvre, it's just a crush of humanity. Good luck trying to see the Mona Lisa up close. Next to impossible in high season. So that's one of my tips. Do not go during high season. You're just going to be fighting with people. Flights are more expensive. Hotels are more expensive. So even without the house sitting, when I traveled to Spain and Turkey, I was there for roughly 3 months, almost 3 months. It cost me roughly around $2,200 US a month. And that's with accommodation, beautiful Airbnb, and my food. Now, I do love to cook, so I was cooking in the Airbnbs. They had full kitchens, but I did go out quite often as well. Now, I'm just going to back up here because you can see one of my, oh, he's moved. Let's see if I can get him in the background. There he is. One of my peacocks that I'm looking after. Now, the peacocks run around all day. There's 5 of them. So do the hens. Peacocks stay out. I guess they're too big for the foxes to go after, but I have to put the hens away. Anyways, to get back, I was really amazed by Turkey. I mean, I will say this, Istanbul is not for everybody. It is crowded. There's a lot of people begging on the streets. But you know what? I'm a world traveler, and I accept countries and cultures for what they are. So, you know, if you want a North American experience, Istanbul is totally different, but that's part of the attraction. Now, one thing that I discovered, and I wasn't aware of when I got to Istanbul, was the big medical tourism business they have there. Now, I am 66, about to turn 67, and unfortunately I've had 3 friends pass away in the last few years of cancer, all around my age, all with money, and all looking forward to a great retirement. Now, over my shoulder is a little Fiat 500 that the couple has so graciously allowed me to use while they're in England visiting relatives. Anyways, I always wanted to have, because I heard about it a couple years ago, the full physical with an MRI, CAT scan, etc. So I found out about the medical tourism in Istanbul. So I phoned up one of the private hospitals and asked them if they do it. And they said, absolutely. Now, it's late Thursday afternoon, about 4:30. And I said, I'd like to schedule it. They said, fine. You want to come in tomorrow at 8:30? That quick. No wait, no nothing. So I said, great, let's do it. So they do these physicals in Vancouver. Back home, I think they're out 4,000, 4,500. And they do them in the U.S. Now, I get to the private hospital. Incredible doctor did the physical. And he just happens to co-own a clinic in New York, Manhattan, with a New York physician. They own it 50-50. They do the same physicals there in New York. You can see in the background one of the goats that I'm looking after. I'm just going to walk up to the road while I'm talking to you so you can see more of the property. Anyways, they charge $5,000 US for this physical in New York. Guess what I paid? $700 US. Put it on my credit card. Boom. I was amazed by it. Now, this is something that's not a travel hack. I mean, part of it is because where else can you get a full physical like that for $700? But also, for every person over the age of 40, you should get this done every couple of years. I was 45 minutes in an MRI machine, CAT scan, ultrasound, and blood work for 40 different health markers. And after everything was done, sit down with the physician. It's kind of freaky. He has a big computer monitor, and he starts to go through your MRI slice by slice. You see everything. That's why it's a little strange. You see every bone, every organ. But thank God I got a clean bill of health. And there's one thing that kind of surprised me as he starts at the top of my head and starts the MRI. There's Alzheimer's in my family. My father had it I think when he was around 72, 73, and his father had it around the same age. Here I am at the driveway entrance to the main road, rural road. It's not a main road, it's a secondary road. So as he's going through my brain, I asked him, out of curiosity, can you tell if I'm going to have Alzheimer's or developing Alzheimer's? He said, no, absolutely. I can tell you immediately. And I've always exercised my whole life. I'm a cycling fanatic, swimming. I used to commute by bike to work, 40 minutes each way, rain or shine, 5 days a week. And he said, your brain is perfect, and I can tell you, you will be 100 and you won't have Alzheimer's. And he actually said to me, I can tell you exercised a lot. And that's one reason why your brain is so healthy. So everybody listening to this, you think you're going to live forever. You think you're going to have a happy, wonderful, retirement and golden years. But my God, exercise is the key. It's not only going to set you up for a long life, but a healthy, enjoyable life. I mean, I'm 66. I can go hiking. I can climb a mountain. I still ski. I cycle. And when I took my bike to Spain and Turkey, and I was cycling up to 4.5 hours a day. And it keeps you young. It keeps you alive. I have zero health issues. Anyways, I'm rambling on. To get back to my physical. He went through everything. Clean bill of health. And I actually said to him about my friends who passed away of cancer. I said, how does this physical relate to my possibility of getting cancer? And this is the kicker. He says, if you come here every 2 years, in an MRI, they can see down to 2 millimeters in detail. And he says, if you come every 2 years, I can virtually guarantee you, other than, let's say, leukemia or skin cancer, that you'll never die of cancer, because we will catch it so early, we can get treatment right away. So I'm going to Turkey every 2 years for $700 US, And, you know, I happen to enjoy the country as well. So it's just a great vacation and part of my fitness health plan for life. So, you know, even if you don't watch any of my other videos or anything, please, please, please take care of your health. And if you can, go to Turkey every 2 years, especially if you're older. You know, it's a small price to pay. And you think of what we pay in car payments or even going out or splurging on a big screen TV or something. $700 US every couple of years, and make it part of your vacation. You know, even if you go to Europe, just do a side trip to Turkey. So anyways, enough about that. But, you know, Istanbul, Antalya, I fell in love with that city. It is right on the Mediterranean, beautiful weather. Now, grant you, I was there April, May. It does get quite hot July and August. But just a great experience. Then I went back to Vancouver, spent a month or two there. I still own a business there. My son-in-law is looking after it. Plus, I also have great employees, so it allows me to get away. I think maybe I'll wrap it up with that. You know, please look at my ongoing videos, not only of my travels. When I get to the other house sit, I'll do another video of it. But I'm going to start doing my daily travel deals, so you can see sort of the incredible deals I get. And hopefully I can guide you to not only the retirement of your dream, but even if you're not of retirement age, you're going to be able to travel a lot more for the same amount of money. So I will sign off for now from the beautiful sunny south of France. And thank you for watching this introductory video.